Relief efforts continue this morning for victims of the massive typhoon that slammed into the Philippines. Bill Whitaker met an American storm chaser who went beyond merely capturing the destruction on video. It is a story that you will see only on CBS this morning.
When storm chaser Josh Morgerman went to the Philippines to document Typhoon Haiyan, the last thing he expected was that he'd put down his camera and save lives.
As the center passed just south of the city, the bay just rose up and swept across the downtown area.
So we have storm surge starting to flood.
All of a sudden, the hotel was just in water, and it was rising rapidly. The people in the first floor rooms were caught by surprise, so they were in these rooms with the water rising like these death traps, essentially.
You may have seen these pictures of Josh and his colleague Mark Thomas floating people to safety on mattresses.
These people were in their rooms, they smashed the windows, and they were screaming for help. When you see someone who's suffering like that, who's like they're gonna die if you don't do something, you don't think about it, you just go.
Morgerman had raced to the Philippines to get as close to the eye of Typhoon Haiyan as possible to collect scientific data and images like these. He'd been in more than 20 major storms. He says Haiyan didn't seem like a monster at first.
Picture the downtown area of a city inside a tornado for an hour. I mean, that's what it was like. We were in a 4-story solid concrete hotel, like one of the most solid buildings in the city, and it was trembling and shaking. Wreckage from other buildings was smashing into our building, and it was just like thundering and trembling.
One more.
That's when Morgerman and Thomas jumped in to help. Thomas didn't see the dangerous debris hidden in the water.
He was trying to pull a woman out of a window, and there was a piece of the roof of a nearby building. Part of it had blown into the courtyard and was under the water. It was a rusty old piece of tin, and ripped his leg wide open. And I don't mean a cut. I mean just like cut to the bone.
It took 48 hours, but he made it to a hospital. This is Mark Thomas being evacuated on an air transport. He's now home in Taipei, facing a series of surgeries. Morgerman went to document one of Earth's biggest storms and ended up facing one of the biggest challenges of his life.
You could really understand why ancient people, when they experienced things like this, they thought a god was angry and punishing them, because it feels that way. It feels angry. It feels like it's out to get you. It's serious stuff.
For CBS This Morning, Bill Whitaker, Los Angeles.
That's a really interesting point of view.
Yeah.
You know, that in ancient times people thought this meant somebody was mad at you, because you can't understand this destruction, people whose lives destroyed.
And having never been in that kind of place where you faced instant loss of life, I can't imagine what it's like and how much adrenaline is flowing and how you were going about deciding how you survive.
Incredible story.